140,000 earthquake-stricken Haitians by providing drinkable water. In Phoenix, Governor Napolitano and I greened up the party for the environment at the Botanical Gardens and released an endangered hawk into the wild. In New Orleans, it was Jazzland and a performance by Outkast. We had Jay Leno come to Tampa and interview guests for silly Super Bowl questions. Rob Schneider came to the party in San Diego dressed as Richard Simmons, only he was the bad Richard Simmons, and he ate cake and ding-dongs, smoked, and ended up under the bar having had a lot too much to drink. They showed that video on the Jay Leno show that night with the real Richard Simmons as a guest. We've had the cast of Desperate Housewives, Ruben from American Idol, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and NSYNC. One year we had 17 U.S. senators, but this year it didn't seem advisable to do a super spreader event with 3,500 of my closest friends. In fact, one of my earliest clients, Warren Moon, was at my first Super Bowl party, and we're still friends, and he came last year to support the party. Let's hear a brief message from Warren.
You to Leigh Steinberg's 36th annual Super Bowl party. And even though it's going to be virtual this year because of the pandemic, I still think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be very exciting, and I think it's going to be very fun. Leigh has a great way of being able to pull these things off. So I hope you guys all have a great time. I was at Leigh's first Super Bowl party way back in 1985 at his house in Berkeley, California, and I was just in Miami last year at his last Super Bowl party, which was a lot of fun there in Miami. So I hope you guys have a great time. I look forward to being able to see you all in person again once things get back to normal. But have a great time, and I'm sure Leigh will have a charity involved, and you want to donate very handsomely to that if you can. And I really appreciate your attendance, and I hope you really enjoy yourselves. So Super Bowl 55 will be great, but so will Steinberg 36. Enjoy.
I'm thrilled to be partnering with Make-A-Wish again this year. You and I have the opportunity to grant life-changing wishes for critically ill children, and they need our help more than ever. I encourage you to make a donation, no matter how big or how small. Whatever you can do is going to spread joy to others who will cherish these moments. Here's a video that shows what your donation can do.
I've gone through a lot, you know. I have tumors.
Losing my hair was really hard for me. I felt weak.
We're not even full-grown adults yet, but we're dealing with heavy things that no one should deal with ever in their entire life.
Even though I'm sick and this is a horrible situation, I can make something good out of it, you know?
My wish is to go to Ghana.
My wish is to write a book.
I'm excited for my wish.
Make-A-Wish, it really gives you something to look forward to.
It's amazing. It's gonna feel like an accomplishment, you know?
I remember who I am as Priscilla and how Priscilla wants to live her life, which is happy and blessed.
Can you help make my wish come true?
Please click the link below to make a donation. I promise you won't regret it. We also have a live auction pack with items such as a replica of the Super Bowl 54 Kansas City Chiefs Lombardi Trophy, a guitar signed by the Rolling Stones, a Kobe Bryant signed Laker jersey, and unique experiences which range from a private concert and dinner in Florence, Italy with my friend Andrea Bocelli to a day in the life of a sports agent. Well, somewhere we'll find one of those. For those aspiring sports agents or curious folks, proceeds from the auction will go towards Warrior Rising, which is an organization that helps retired military personnel transition to the corporate world. We'll have more on them later in the program, but please be sure to check out the auction on the party website before it's too late. To get us started, I'd like to introduce my wonderful partner, Chris Cabot. Chris has been working tirelessly to support and develop our clients in every way possible. He's been instrumental in our agency's development, and I'm really honored to work alongside of him.
Thank you, Leigh. It's been an honor and a privilege to continue your legacy and help grow the firm. I can't say enough how proud I am of Steinberg Sports, most importantly, our clients and their families, for their perseverance, discipline, and willingness to continue to give back at a time there are so many uncertainties in the world and so much in need. We'll get into what makes our clients special and how they conduct themselves off the field as humans. But let's take a look at their talents on the field first.
To the end zone, and it's picked off.
There he goes. Al Jones. I just interviewed him today.
I am so proud of our guys. They've done an amazing job on the field. You know, football is what brings us together, but relationships is what keeps us together. And speaking of building meaningful relationships, every year at this party, we have the honor of introducing our upcoming NFL draft class, which I can't wait to share with you. But I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to recognize the agents in our firm, aside from myself and Leigh, that worked so hard to usher in our 2021 draft class. Let's start with Selwyn Roberts. Selwyn is a certified NFL agent. He's a retired military officer. He has the best skin of any man I've ever met. I'm jealous. He's a husband and a father and an entrepreneur. Selwyn was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan for a total of 4 combat tours and received several high military awards, including 4 Bronze Star medals, 2 Meritorious medals, 7 Army Commendation medals, and 5 Army achievements. Selwyn also oversees all of our branded content from our websites to our client merchandise planning. This past year, we had the honor of merging Players First Agency under Steinberg Sports Entertainment. Players First was founded by Dan Saffron. Dan joins the SSC team as our Senior VP of Football Operations. He's negotiated over $100 million in contracts in the last 3 years of free agency. He prides himself on building personal relationships with each client and their families to ensure that everyday needs are met. I've met a number of agents throughout my career, and Dan is one of the best. Along with Dan from Players First Agency comes Samantha Sankovic. Sam is a dynamo. She's someone I've known for years, does an amazing job. She's our Vice President of Football Operations. She started in the sports world with Under Armour and then teamed up with Dan and got on the agency side. She's emerging as one of the top advisors in the NFL world. And aside from her day-to-day NFL PA agent role, she also leads a number of marketing and player relations. She does a great job servicing clients and families. She takes us extremely, extremely serious. And we couldn't be happier to have Samantha on our team.
It's different than I thought it was going
How
to
about
be.
Matt Steinberg?
It's just a video.
Matt started with us in
So I sent out an
2014
invitation to people
and
to
has done
come
a
in and
fantastic job
watch my video.
building and
A
growing.
little bit.
He attended USC for undergrad,
This is, you
received
know,
his master's at the University of California, Irvine. He became a player agent in 2016. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. He has a heart of gold. He does a great job carrying on the values of Steinberg sports with every person that he ever interacts with. And he's a savant. He knows everything about everything. We love working with Matt. It's such a blessing to have him here. Let's shift gears and introduce our 2021 draft class introduction videos and college highlights.
My name is Khalil Herbert. I'm a running back from Virginia Tech entering the 2021 NFL Draft. I'm here in my hometown of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, training and preparing for the Senior Bowl, NFL Combine, and Pro Day. Off the field, I like to spend time with my family, play the Xbox and PlayStation, and eat food. I love eating a lot of food, dinner foods. A lot of my teammates and some of my friends call me Juice half the time because they can't pronounce Khalil, but I got it just because of the way I am on the field and off the field, just a very energetic, happy-go-lucky person of, making everybody smile, getting everybody woken up. So that person at 6 a.m. screaming in the weight room, that's me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Novofanga. I'm a safety from the University of Southern California, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to declare for the 2021 NFL Draft. The things I like to do outside of football would definitely be snowboarding, wakeboarding, and I recently took up surfing for the first time this past year and really enjoyed that as well. A thing that nobody really knows about me is that I grew up on a farm with cows, chickens, pigs, and I even had a pet goat.
My name is Israel Mukwamu, cornerback from the University of South Carolina, and I'm just ready to contribute to a winning team or help a team win. And as far as the community, I'm just ready to give back to the kids, give them an opportunity that maybe they don't have.
What's going on? My name is Bryce Thompson, and I play DB from the University of Tennessee. I'm entering the 2021 NFL Draft. One thing I like to do outside of football is really play basketball. Basketball is my first love, so that's been stuck with me for a long time. One fun fact, I have like 7 wisdom teeth, so hopefully one day I can get all of them taken out.
Hey everyone, my name is Jake Funk, running back from the University of Maryland, and I've entered the 2021 NFL Draft.
Off the field, I'm a big lake guy. I enjoy fishing. I enjoy water sports, especially wake surfing.
Hi, my name is Ziande Johnson, and I'm here in Hawaii at the 2021 Hula Bowl, preparing myself for the 2021 NFL Draft. In college, I played at the University of California, Berkeley, where I played defensive end. My favorite thing to do outside of football is to contribute to youth outreach programs such as Fan First or Boys and Girls Club of Oakland and Richmond. I love to give the next generation the proper tools they need to succeed and see them go down the correct path. One thing people may not know about me is I actually challenged myself to double major at Berkeley, a university that's already rigorous as it is, but I'm happy to say I successfully completed 2 majors.
Go Bears, my man. Welcome. Go Bears.
My style of play would be described as an every down back, a patient runner that uses his vision to burst through the hole, make big plays, catching the ball out the backfield, and in the kicking game.
I love the game of football. I've been working my entire life to play at the next level.
I would describe my playing style as a downhill, one cut back, but can add a lot of versatility to an offense with the way I can be motioned out into the slot and play receiver, as well as my pass protection.
One way I can describe myself as a ball player, I feel like I'm a ball hawk type DB. I got history playing offense in the past, so tracking balls has been kind of easy for me.
In a few words to describe my playing style, I would definitely say I'm very instinctual, somebody that plays with fanatical effort, and somebody that really understands and has a high IQ for the game.
One of my most unique skill set was my ability to get to the quarterback. I attribute that to having a high motor.
Great things coming from these fine young men, both on and off the field. So before we get into our Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Awards, I want to honor another special group of people who gave me hope at my lowest point. And that's our investor group, Scott and Marilyn Irwin, Julie Stagner, and Gail and Trish Oliver. This group took a chance on me, helped me get back to life after I struggled with alcohol. I just want to say thank you for your faith in me, your kindness, and your willingness to support me at a time when I was the most vulnerable. We would not be in this position today without you. The pandemic has been a time that's pushed many people into depression and addictive behavior. If you're out there struggling, depressed, or confused because of a problem with an addictive substance or behavior, just know there's help. Next month, I'll celebrate my 11th year of continuous sobriety, and I only made it with the support of a 12-step program with a unique fellowship. So next, let's kick off our annual Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Awards, which recognize outstanding individuals in the NFL community that devote and dedicate their time to address community issues and the welfare of humanity. I've partnered with my dear friend Cosmo Danicola for the past several years. He shares my passion for using one's platform to make a difference in the world. Cosmo is an entrepreneur, a competitor, a mentor, and a family man. He's a self-made businessman, and he owns and operates Cosmo Danicola companies, an ever-growing portfolio of businesses ranging from sports, entertainment, healthcare, publishing, and technology. We worked in tandem to develop these awards designed to commemorate members of the NFL community for their humanitarian efforts. An active member in his community as well, Cosmo works for several nonprofits as well as his foundation, Cosmo Cares. Please join me in welcoming my treasured friend, Cosmo Danicola.
Thank you, Leigh, for that kind introduction. After an amazing NFL season during these COVID challenge times, today's virtual awards are further evidence of the resilience of our NFL family. A humanitarian is defined as a person who is involved in improving people's lives and reducing their suffering. Today, our award recipients will be joining an elite group of 44 previous winners who have never stopped giving. We have a diverse group of honorees, some young, others experienced, some retired, some active, some whose field of play is in the office or on the sidelines, others who battled on the gridiron. Regardless of their role, title, or position, one thing they have in common is that they protected and enriched the lives of others in their communities. An expression we use in our Cosmo Cares Foundation is that caring is an action, not just an emotion. Today, we recognize superheroes, men of action. The first Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Award winner of 2021 is Adrian Amos, safety for the Green Bay Packers. Adrian's I'm Still Here Foundation was successful in pivoting during the tumultuous year of 2020 and continued to deliver virtual philanthropic experiences such as the Marion House Family Adoption, the Boys and Girls Club Holiday Toy Drive, and their work with Freedom House Ministries in Green Bay. Although this year's charitable endeavors look different than what we're all used to, we applaud his efforts to stay the course and support those in need. Please congratulate Adrian Amos.
Thank you for selecting me to be this year's Humanitarian Award winner. The work that I do with my foundation, the Adrian Amos I'm Still Here Foundation, as well as the work that we do with the Alzheimer's Association, gives me a way to affect change in families in need, as well as families who are affected by the Alzheimer's disease. We're going to continue to grow and build and affect the change one day at a time.
For our next Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Award, we'd like to honor one of my favorites, Ronald Jones II, the Texas Tesla, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, obviously, he can't be here. He's got other business. One of my favorite players this year, Ronald supported Mothers Against Police Brutality, which is an organization that's the voice for justice for victims of police brutality, excessive force, and unjust murders by law enforcement. They're a multiracial, multi-ethnic coalition which unites mothers nationwide to fight for civil rights, police accountability, and policy reform. This is a cause
Folks,
that
I have an interview with him. I'm putting up
His
after
sister's
this.
father, Paul Monroe,
It's done today.
was
Ronald
killed by
Jones.
police 27 years ago and it went unpunished. Ronald honored his sister's father by wearing his name on the back of his helmet all season, and he wore cleats designed by his sister, Monique Monroe, to help honor her father and 17 additional victims of police brutality who were from Ronald's home state of Texas and his adopted communities in California and Florida. Ronald worked with an artist based in Austin, Texas, Chris Rogers, who brought his sister's vision to life. We wish Ronald could be here tonight to accept this award, but he's busy at the Bucs facility preparing for some big football game down the road. So let's welcome his loving mother to accept on his behalf.
Good evening. My name is Jackie Jones, the mother of Ronald Jones II of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you know, Ronald was preparing to play in Super Bowl 55.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties being what they are. Technical difficulties. Sometimes we have issues that happen where things get in the way. I don't know whether there's any other way to put it other than that. Let's see here. I'll try this another way. There it is.
His adopted communities in California and Florida. Ronald worked with an artist based in Austin, Texas, Chris Rogers, who brought his sister's vision to life. We wish Ronald could be here tonight to
Good evening. My name is Jackie Jones, the mother of Ronald Jones II of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you know, Ronald was preparing to play in Super Bowl 55. While Ronald is excited about playing in the Super Bowl, he is also deeply concerned about the social injustice that plagues our nation. Our family was personally affected by this tragedy, and he also lost a classmate this past year. This season, Ronald has pledged to support Mothers Against Police Brutality. and he has vowed to say their names until legislation and laws can be changed that affect police brutality. We can all do our part by supporting changes in policing in our community. Just like Cosmo Danicola, Ronald is competitive and he sees the world differently. And on behalf of Ronald and our family, thank you to Leigh Steinberg, Steinberg Sports staff, and may God bless you all.
For our legend Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Award, we'd like to honor a special person who's actively involved in his community and isn't afraid to speak out for those that may not have a voice otherwise. He also happens to be considered one of the most dominant defensive players in NFL history. He holds the all-time sack total and is in the Hall of Fame. My former client, Bruce Smith. Bruce and I have been together through thick and thin for the better parts of 19 years. He had a wonderful series of fundraisers that he did in Virginia Beach. And since retiring, he served on numerous charitable boards, such as St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital and Operation Smile. And in 1999, Bruce traveled to Africa with his family as an ambassador for Operation Smile on the World Journey of Hope. So that's a surgical mission that transformed the lives and faces of children born with facial deformities. In 2009, Bruce journeyed to Baghdad with the USO for the Christmas and New Year holiday to honor the American troops who protect our country abroad with such courage and valor. Bruce has also established collegiate scholarships for students at his Booker T. Washington High School alma mater and at Queen Street Baptist Church. He continues to use his platform for good and make the lives of underserved people better. I love this guy. Please welcome Bruce Smith.
Leigh, thank you for this prestigious award. I am humbled and I'm grateful for being recognized for the work that I've done, not only in my community, but in the country and even abroad. This means a lot to me, and I don't do it for recognition. I do it because of the goodness of my heart and the way I was raised up by my parents. So it certainly gives it a great deal of merit when one is thought of and recognized for the works that they typically do behind the scenes for no recognition, but people notice anyway. So I'm very grateful and thankful. I'm sure I join a very prestigious list of honorees that have been recognized before. On a side note, obviously I got to talk about my Buffalo Bills that have had a pretty good season this year. Made it all the way to the AFC Championship game, and we're not going to be satisfied with just making it. In tradition of years in the past, we have continuously gotten better, and that's what I expect out of this team. So I'm looking for bigger and better things out of the Buffalo Bills in years to come under the leadership of Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Tre'Davious White, and a number of others. So having said that, let's enjoy this year's Super Bowl, and next year, go Bills. Take care.
Speaking of legends, I reached out to a few of my friends and former clients and asked them what being a role model and using their sports platform to make the world a better place means to them. Here's what a few of them had to say. First off, Desmond Howard, Heisman Trophy winner at the University of Michigan, 4th pick in the first round of the overall draft, MVP of the Super Bowl that Green Bay won, and currently your favorite morning collegiate football commentator.
Being a role model and actually doing community service has always been very important to me. As a matter of fact, it was ingrained in me as a young man. As a little boy growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, my mother provided daycare in our home, and my other 3 brothers and myself, we will always help with the children. But not only that, my mother made sure that the older kids, that they helped the younger kids too. They acted as role models for the younger kids. And that taught me at an early age how important being a role model is. And as far as community service, man, as I grew up, I went to Michigan, and my late great head coach, Bo Schembechler, and my mentor too, Greg Harden, they always instilled in the players to do work in the community, get involved. And I got involved with the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, and I tell you, that was just so gratifying to me as a student athlete in Michigan, going to pick up my little brother and, reading together, making sure he's doing his homework, but also having fun too. And then as I became a professional athlete, I used my platform for different organizations, different charities. As a matter of fact, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, even to today, well, not today because of COVID, but before COVID struck, I used to have two boys or girls from the Boys and Girls Club come out to game day. I will host them. They will watch the whole show. They'll be able to go behind the scenes, go into the truck. They could go wherever they wanted to go. And then afterwards, I would talk to them about the show, about things they saw, and about what their grades are like and what activities they like to do. So being involved in community service is something that from a very young age, it was always instilled in me. And the great Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because anybody can serve.
Next, we have Steve Young.
Steve.
One of my favorite athletes
Steve
ever.
A long time. Last time I saw him was at his party.
Professional in the Hall of Fame for the San Francisco 49ers and an amazing role model.
All right, so in 1991, Leigh Steinberg said, Steve, you've got to get back to all your communities where you're playing, where you went to college, and where you went to high school. And so I started the Forever Young Foundation because of his inspiration to tell me to do that. Now, 30 years later, we have helped, how many thousands of groups of people, children's charities. We have raised millions and millions and millions of dollars for recreational therapy units in hospitals, music therapy units in hospitals all over the country. The Forever Young Foundation is one of the top 10 children's charities on Charity Navigator. And thanks to Leigh and his inspiration to get me started, I have to thank him for that. My favorite Super Bowl memory, beating the Chargers in 1995, Super Bowl 29. We ended the game, hot, humid game. I was beat. But of course, Leigh wants me to talk to every reporter that covered the game, which is 1,000 and on the field. And so I'm going from place to place to place, from city to city to city, all along the sideline after the game. It must have been 2-3 hours of interviews from Pocatello to Pittsburgh. I mean, it just went on forever. And all I kept drinking was Gatorade. And finally, I got in that limo in the back of the car, and I just threw up all that Gatorade all over Leigh's shoes. So he has beautiful shoes. So his favorite memory of me winning the Super Bowl is me throwing up on his shoes. So no glamour in the Super Bowl.
Next, we have Earl Campbell, the iconic, possible best running back in the history of football with the Houston Oilers. And Earl does tremendous things for charity.
Hi, this is Earl Campbell. I'd like to say welcome to the Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl party, which does a great job for all athletes all over the country, and especially during Super Bowl time. You know, there's nothing like having a role model, like the legendary Hank Aaron, like the legendary Muhammad Ali, the legendary Jim Brown. Those are the kind of people that set the foundation for a guy like Earl Campbell. Who knows, maybe the next one is sitting right there.
Thank you all. I'm so proud of you as athletes, as men, and as stewards of the sport. For our next Humanitarian Award, we're going to shift gears a little bit and honor a frontline healthcare worker, a hometown hero right there in Tampa Bay. Cosmo and I spoke to him earlier this week. Let's let him share his story. You all can see why he's so deserving of this award.
Our Frontline Humanitarian Award goes to Sam Harris. Special times call for special recognition. As a slight departure from our NFL-centric awardees, we wanted to recognize a local healthcare worker for his frontline contributions. Award winner Sam Harris is a third-year medical student and director of the Refugee Clinic at the University of South Florida. Sam partnered with Fresh Kitchen's pickup operation to pick up masks and then inspect, wash, and redistribute them to high-risk patients and their families, including refugees and the homeless. He also continues his volunteer work distributing hygiene products while following up on his patients. Please join us in congratulating Sam Harris.
We're big fans of yours, and we want to honor your work as a frontline worker and your decision to take action to another level by starting a mass drive for high-risk patients and their families. The work you do with the Tampa Bay street team is amazing as well. So please tell us your story. What motivated you to do that? How you feel about being in the city that's hosting the Super Bowl with the team in the Super Bowl? And tell us a little bit about your story. We prize people who make a difference in the world and would like to hear from you.
Yes, sir. So a little bit about my story. Born and raised in Gainesville, Florida. Spent some time in college over in Orlando, Florida, and now I'm in medical school, finishing up here in Tampa. Go Bucks. So I'm a fourth-year medical student right now. Going to be finishing up here in about 3 months, and I'm going into a career in emergency medicine. So I'll be in the ER. And in terms of kind of what motivated me, what got me started, it's hard to answer that question because it's just kind of a no-brainer. Something that I've always been attracted and drawn to working with kind of the underserved, in particular the homeless population, because believe it or not, I somewhat see myself when I work with people like that. I see myself in that situation, coming from a background where I had some of the similar challenges that they faced and overcame them personally. I just feel blessed and grateful every day that now I'm kind of in a position where I have the privilege to be able to give back. In terms of the organization, I've worked with them for a few years, ever since I got started in medical school, but most recently I was a co-director for 2 free clinics that we run over here in Tampa, one mainly for the homeless population and one mainly for the refugee population. And the mass drive, when COVID first hit, we were really limited. And we kind of had a brainstorming meeting. What can we do right now that could help in the face of not having a lot of options? And it was suggested by one of our advisors, something we could do would get high quality reusable masks for our high risk patients that don't have access. And this was in the beginning too, when, it was definitely a commodity. And so I said, yes, ma'am, I'll put it together. Let's do it. And got some really amazing community partners.
Congratulations to our very deserving Humanitarian Award winners. Before we continue, I also want to spread some love and appreciation to our nation's military. I've always thought we're able to lead free lives in this amazing country because special warriors have risked and given their lives to fight for liberty. Again, I want to encourage everyone to check out our auction on the website. A portion of the proceeds for the auction will go towards Warrior Rising, which is a nonprofit that works with retired military personnel to help them transition to the corporate world. So here's a little more about the work they're doing.
I already have the framework and the ability to do what it takes to get to the next step. I just have to put the new terms into the framework that I've already learned.
The ability for this seems like relatively small team to make transformational change in veterans is absolutely amazing.
It's not the business, it's not the courses, it's not the things that I'm learning. It's the connections, it's the being able to relate. It's the knowing that you're not alone. Like, regardless of where you are in your transition, regardless of where you are in your business, regardless of where you are in life, period. It's like you have people who understand and who know and who want to share their experiences and who want to support you. there's no measure to the value that they provide.
This is a program that puts people through their paces, that really challenges people on an intellectual level, and puts out a product that you can be proud of. Like, you invest in Warrior Rising, you're investing in veteran entrepreneurship, and not just the idea of it, but actual successful veterans.
Through Warrior Rising, we had a live link-up set with our clients and troops overseas. We've done this to honor our troops and include them in the party 6 or 7 times in Iraq and Afghanistan. Unfortunately, the troops were out on a mission that went long and they were unable to connect. They had other priorities. We were able to connect with 2 outstanding American heroes. The bond and brotherhood shared among these teammates and soldiers, though they have very different circumstances, share a commonality of brotherhood and appreciation for one another. Here's a peek into how that conversation unfolded.
Well, if I could take a minute, we just had an engagement here at Fort Bragg. We called it the Tactical Challenge. We had some celebrities show up that were UFC folks, whatnot. And I told them, and I'm going to tell you right now, the times I've been in combat in Afghanistan and other parts of the world, nothing like being able to watch sports gets us motivated to keep doing the fight. You wouldn't think about it, but I have sat there with Afghan commandos watching the Super Bowl on the side of a structure with a one eye, cheering on, my fans and cheering on other folks in the NFL. And I don't know if you know that, it's like we're rooting for you. I know you're rooting for us. It's kind of a bond that I like to think that we have. And I appreciate you thanking us for our service. But back to you, I cannot thank you enough for all the difficult times I've been through, that a good football game helped me get motivated to go back out and keep fighting.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Definitely adds, more meaning. We're just out there playing a game, and to hear something like that we're offering something that meaningful for people that are doing work like you guys means a lot. It was awesome to hear. Appreciate it.
So I had a lot of real world knowledge, a lot of missions and deployments coming back that I was able to pass on to our next generation of special forces. And that, I got to tell you, as a dad, both my sons are in the military. Both go, one is in the pipeline to go to Ranger Battalion. One is already Alpha Company 1st Ranger Battalion. And I'm a Green Beret. My family, we serve our country. And so for me, doing that advanced urban combat job, it was 18-hour days, but I was seeing these guys that were coming through like they were my sons. And I was carrying the weight of all the fathers and mothers that are out there saying, hey, I'm giving my son to my country. Will you train him? Will you make sure he's ready and prepared? And that was a burden that I took to heart. And I fully believe that the Special Forces Regiment and our guys are the most highly trained, most capable, and most lethal fighting force in the world.
Both my grandfathers served. One was in the Marine Corps, the other was in the Army, served in the Korean War. And then best friend from college was a SEAL Team 1 guy, Tom Ruby. My cousin actually also served in the Army and was 82nd Airborne. He was at Fort Bragg for a while. And then my brother is actually currently in phase 3 of BUDS out on the island in San Clemente. So that's just kind of my connection. So for military members, and our servicemen and women, I don't think there's anything more selfless than serving your country and serving your fellow countrymen. So thank you guys for everything you've ever done.
Time to get back into our second half of our Humanitarian Award presentation. We would like to honor and celebrate the General Manager of the Indianapolis Colts, Chris Ballard. His owner, Jimmy Irsay, and I are great friends. We did their first round draft pick in Indianapolis, sitting at a little junior high on tiny desks back in 1985. Chris is a great role model, treats people with respect, and builds meaningful relationships throughout the industry. He's a compassionate leader of the Colts franchise and the city of Indianapolis, where he works with Make-A-Wish, Books for Humanity, and Gleaner Food Bank. Chris is the type of leader that will help push the NFL forward in a positive and caring way. Please welcome Chris Ballard.
I'm thankful and I'm honored and I'm humbled to be receiving the 2021 Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Award. I got pretty emotional when Chris informed me that, what they were doing, and almost to the point where, why did I deserve to receive this award? Because there's a lot of people that do a lot of great things, but I'm very honored. When I first came to Indianapolis 4 years ago, one of the big points I made with Mr. Irsay was we wanted to make a difference in the community. We wanted to change lives. And I'm fortunate to work for the Irsay family, who believes in the same things. The power of sport, the power of what our platforms that we have to change the direction of someone's life, to really empower people and give them hope, is the beautiful thing of what we do. So again, thank you. I'm very humbled and blessed. And from the bottom of my heart, keep making a difference. Thank you.
This year's Humanitarian head coach honoree is someone I have the deepest respect for. Dolphins head coach Brian Flores is a great leader of men, a family man, and someone who fully understands his position of influence and utilizes that power to make the world a better place. He took on a massive rebuild with the Dolphins in 2019 and led his team to a much improved 10-6 record in 2020. He's displayed a philanthropic spirit throughout his career, on top of being a great role model and leader. In just 2 years with the Dolphins, we've admired Coach Flores' immediate impact that he's had on the South Florida community. From his donation of $50,000 to the team's social impact committee's efforts, to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, and his commitment to local high school football teams, to being an active member of his community. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a warm welcome to Dolphins head coach, Brian Flores.
Hey guys, Brian Flores. I just want to say it's an honor to accept the Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Award. Look, I got into coaching so I can make an impact on young people, young men, a positive impact on young men and in my community. And that's what this award represents. So it's really an honor to accept it. On behalf of myself, my family, and the Miami Dolphins. And thanks again to SSE, Leigh Steinberg, and the group for all they do in the community.
I'm so proud and honored to highlight all of the 2021 Steinberg Danicola Humanitarian Awards. In a time of darkness, you've shined bright. You've lit candles rather than curse the darkness, and that glow has lit the world. You've been courageous and steadfast in a year of strenuous circumstances. I thank you for your time, your participation in this party, and most importantly, for harnessing the power of sport to make the world a better place. I want to bring our focus back to our deserving partner, Make-A-Wish. Again, I encourage you to join us in helping grant wishes of critically ill children through a donation. It's hard to put into words how fulfilling it is to see that pure joy on a child's face when they get to do something special and forget about the heavy issues that no one should face at any age. So please click the link and join us in supporting these deserving families. Last year, Chris and I had the pleasure of granting 3 wishes to go to the Super Bowl. Let's hear from our Make-A-Wish alumni, Kesh and Jacob.
My name is Shaveen, and I'm Keisha Benchino, right? And he is my son, and Keishavan has had a little blood condition, so he requires blood transfusion every 3 weeks. With that, he was given a golden opportunity to make a wish, and Mr. Leigh Steinberg was actually very, how should I say, very thoughtful. I would say thoughtful, very kind and generous to give us the opportunity to attend the Super Bowl this year. With that, we were also able to attend the red carpet event. Actually, Keisha and I went to the Super Bowl with my father. You want to tell me about it?
Yes, I chose my grandfather because that's something that he wanted to do ever since I was born with me. Football was really our kind of thing. I feel like I wouldn't have gotten to done that with anyone else. It was really fun with my grandpa. And getting to meet Leigh Steinberg, all the drafts, that was wonderful and an amazing opportunity.
Also knowing that Keishavan is a fan of the Dolphins, so that was amazing. What else?
Just get everything that weekend. I feel like that was an unforgettable moment, also kind of crazy moment in my life.
Very surreal. I think it was just a dream. We felt like we had so much stuff to say, and it was just, did it really happen? But we were really, really blessed, and we will always cherish this opportunity that we were given that weekend. I don't think Keishaman could have asked for a better wish than what he was granted. Thank you so much again for giving our family this opportunity to experience that through Keishaman's condition. I know it's not easy and it's been challenging. He's been going through this since he was a newborn. Unfortunately, he will have to go through this through life. But Mr. Leigh Steinberg, I have to say thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Hey, and I want to say thanks, Leigh, for hosting this and inviting your friends to watch this. I want to add in my little twist, given that this is a little different than I thought it was going to be in terms of format. So, folks, I took the liberty of doing something interesting, I thought. And I've been to a lot of Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl parties, quite a few. And so many, in fact, that I have probably more YouTube videos from Leigh's parties than anybody else Leigh knows. And I don't just say that on my own. I say that because it's true. It started way back in 2007. That was the first one that I went to, carrying a camcorder to, capture all the goodness of the Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl party. And that was actually in Arizona. I don't know if you remember Leigh talking about this bird that they, this falcon, I think it was, that they sent off into the wild. Well, I was there and I actually got that doggone thing. I actually got that doggone thing on captured, okay? And yeah. And I in all, I believe I have 53 videos that Leigh's Super Bowl party, and I'm not going to run all 53 of them during this time. What I'm going to do is just give you a taste, if you've never been to the Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl party, of what it's like, because while Leigh is, quite generous with the attention he pays to charities, he's also equally generous in making sure that his friends have a good time in a great place. And so, and that's certainly the case at his Super Bowl parties. And he also has celebrities like, this is from 2012 in New York. He's talking to Kevin Costner, and there. Kevin had just arrived, and that was a fantastic party on the rooftop of a building in the south part of Manhattan, between Wall Street and Midtown Manhattan. It was beautiful, beautiful nightclub lounge that I went to with my friend Beth Schnitzer and her brothers, and we just had a whale of a time. In fact, let's run that video so you can have an idea, this one, of what that was like. And I know it says Party Arizona. That was actually a promotional. Now, the real party that I had that was in Arizona, I have to scroll down to get here. I'm going through the playlist, okay? And it's not really cooperating like I want. Hold on a second, folks. To spin through here. A lot of folks. That's Lauren Noble from the party, and Leigh was talking about Garrett Gilbert here. This is, in fact, this is one of Leigh's current clients at the Super Bowl party. This is Garrett. You're about to meet Garrett Gilbert right here from SMU, who is fresh-faced kid, just having been made eligible for the NFL draft, selected Leigh smartly as a client, and of course, as I say, the rest is history, right? This is Garrett Gilbert. This was in the New York party, 2000. So that link should change. I don't know why it's not changing. Hold on a second. And so it's not changing the way that I want it to. Hold on a second. Let me try something else, folks. There it is.
This gentleman is one of the best quarterbacks headed to the NFL draft. Introduce yourself.
My name's Garrett Gilbert. I'm from SMU. Just finished up there, and now I'm just signed with Leigh Steinberg, and going to give it a shot.
What are your best attributes going into the NFL draft?
Well, I would say one thing that's unique to me that I have that I would definitely quantify as a strength is my experience. Having played in 4 different offensive systems in 5 years in college, having been through some of the adversity that I went through as a collegiate player, those are things that absolutely, yes, sir. I was there for 3 years and then finished up at SMU. But those are things that are unique to me that I would say, not many, if any, other quarterbacks have. Again, the knowledge of the game is something that I think stems from the fact that I've been in 4 offenses, and something that will definitely help me going forward, as well as, again, just that experience that I can draw on
You can run, dude.
going forward.
I saw the tape.
A little bit.
He's like
A little
76
bit.
yards, I think it was. Yeah, a little bit.
It's sneaky.
Hold on a second. He's being modest, folks, all right?
It's sneaky.
So, in closing, what's your best? What kind of pass do you enjoy throwing the most?
Well, everyone loves throwing the long ball. I think it's something that over the past 12 months that's really been a big focus of mine, especially in the off season. And I think it's definitely something that I've improved upon quite a bit going into the season. My receivers and I had put in a lot of work at it during the spring and the summer, and it showed during the past year our ability to connect on deep passes and just threaten teams deep, and created some big plays for us that maybe weren't there in the past. So that's something that probably both my favorite, as well as something I think that we got a lot better at this year, and also I can continue to work on and get better at.
Well done. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
He's a celebrity that I met at the same party.
Folks, this lady is in Law and Order SVU. She thought I was kidding. So tell them who you play.
I play Barbara's assistants.
Yes.
Carmen is my name.
So remember this video when you see her in the big movies, right? You got a website?
No, not yet. Working on it.
Tell them your name.
Lauren Noble.
Right. Watch for Lauren Noble. Thanks, Lauren.
Bye.
Lauren Noble. She's Lauren Noble from Law and Order SVU. Say that real fast. Lauren Noble from Law and Order SVU. Real fast. Say it faster than I did. And there are other great people there. This is Leigh talking about Garrett Gilbert, the same party.
Leigh, first of all, it's great to see you back. And talk to me about the next steps. First of all, you got a great first client in Mr. Gilbert. I mean, he is outstanding. So what's the next step?
He's sort of undervalued at this point, so I've got to drive him up the draft. And I think what will happen is when we finally get to his throwing day, he'll bloom. I really think he's got the potential to be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And make a difference.
Yeah, he's 17th rated passer. And
you know, what's so funny is,
we're getting pushed out from his own start. So hey.
What's interesting is the fact that I've seen quarterbacks rise and rise and rise, and this is something that always happens.
Yeah, he's fighting for the Texans because I mean Bill O'Brien likes to work with the big guys like 6'4", you know.
Well, that's the thing. He has not only does he have size, he has he not only has size, he has the ability to run.
Right. And fast. Yeah, 76 yards. Hey, I'm gonna let you get to your party, but congratulations on that.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you.
It's going to be great. We're doing things like we're doing a live feed between the party and troops in the field and Afghanistan. Yeah, and so we'll be doing some great stuff.
Thanks, Leigh.
And this was the 2000. Well, that was the promotion. Let me try to figure out how to navigate this thing. This is let's see here.
She thought I was kidding.
Here it is. This is the 21st party. This is in Miami. This was way back. This is on the Grand Floridian yacht. This is a lot of this is 2007. The first one made was actually in 2006. This is 2007. I had a blast here. We were also there. Came back around the globe and everything else. This is a sports action team. I wonder how those guys are doing. They were doing a skit. Sports action team is a television show at the time. And they used Leigh's party as one of their sets. I haven't talked to Al in a while. That's Al in a great suit.
J-Lo is so weak ago. Tell me about Sports Action Team and how you established a relationship with Leigh and how you came to do this bit we just saw, you know?
Well, actually, we filmed something with Leigh where I was fired from Sports Action Team, and I actually went back and got a job and landed on my feet with super agent Leigh Steinberg.
Ah, okay. So you were an intern, you graduated from USF Sports Management.
I did, and I landed on my feet with Al, with Leigh, and he really took me under the wings. And it's been a long time since I've seen him, but I kind of miss him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we did a bit. So when Steven gets fired from the show, then lands on his feet over at Leigh Steinberg's, and Leigh actually came up with the idea, which we loved, of that it was kind of like a new relationship. His previous relationship was like an abusive boyfriend thing. So I kept coming back into his office. I keep returning into his office, being like, trying to get him back, spying on him and all this stuff. And Leigh clearly is...
You mean stalking?
Yeah, well, I mean, romance, what I call it.
Oh, okay.
But it was really fun. So yeah, no, Leigh was a champ, and so now we're gonna do another bit. Clearly, he's having the greatest party here in Florida. And Steven's sort of reconnecting with his old boyfriend, quote unquote.
Hey, for my blog, can you guys give your names?
Like, sure, I'm Steven Fleming.
And
it's Al Samuels.
Al Samuels.
Our characters on the show.
Sports Action Team. That's right. Yeah.
Sports Action Team. Yep. It's a NBC show.
Yeah. I know. I watched the show, but I just wanted people to, definitely.
There are a lot of great
NFL
people
Super
at this
Bowl games.
party.
Our favorite blog. Tune into it. Download it. Buy it on iTunes.
There are a lot of great people at this party. I'm going to fast forward. This is 8 minutes, but there's let's see, there was these guys were hanging with Beth's brother.
It's funny, he's like a little inspiration to me. I haven't seen him in 8 years. I found his card in the bottom of my file. Called him up and said, come on down to the Super Bowl. And he brought his family down and set up that thing outside. I'll be there all night.
And Steve has the 11th Street Diner. Steve Schnitzer. That's Steve talking.
Chris Fashion.
Okay. Yeah.
He has a gentleman etiquette book.
Oh, okay. What's your book called?
Burial as the Gentleman and Etiquette book for the Urban Sophisticate. So, coming out June 1st.
June 1st is coming out.
You see, that's the kind of real, good part about the Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl party that doesn't, that didn't really come through, in that people are there and they're entrepreneurs and they got products they're selling, businesses they're promoting, and that's kind of lost this year. So I'm just giving you a taste of, imagine this room were filled full of people, we could do some of that if we had known, but whatever. Fun times here.
You give me your card, I'm going to show you the first one.
Okay, hear that?
Got
a business
Cool.
And cocktails being consumed. This is on a yacht. Okay. This is on a yacht. And we've got also we have, I met Bruce Perlmutter. He was running the Tribeca Film Festival.
And we hope you come and see us in New York in Tribeca in April and May.
It's an exciting venture. Does anyone have any idea how many sports films there are out there?
There are a lot of sports films. For the first one, for us, we're going to have between 15 and 20 films, and they're all never before seen independent films. And we have already gotten a really, really great interest with the partnership of ESPN and the background and the knowledge and what Tribeca does for a living, which is put on these festivals.
How can people contact you?
Well, actually, that's like 10 years old, so it doesn't matter. And then we had, this was Randy Gordon in the middle. My dear friend Beth Schnitzer was trying to get to come on and talk, and then that was the woman that Randy was with at the time. So here we go.
Greetings from Miami Beach, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pull in closer. No, closer together. That's great. Okay.
See that? Let's show you how the party was set up there. Okay?
That's great.
After
Okay.
they do that, they have these pavilions right next to the boat. See that? And that's where they were setting up. You go down there and get your food.
Hey. Yeah.
I can say hi, ladies, as you're walking down. Hi, Julian.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. All right. There we go.
Give it to Stanford.
All right. Cal Bears. I love it. I love it.
I'm about to take a header off this boat because I said that.
Don't let anybody else hear it.
No. All right, you cut it.
Yeah, that was, and this is, you met Bruce Perlmutter there talking about his thing. And so then in Arizona, in 2015, it's my friend Mike
No offense
Silver.
to the other Raider fan, but this man, Coach Jackson, should be the coach of the Raiders. I don't care what anybody says, all right? Mike's been my buddy since '86. Jeffrey here used to rule Kingman's in Oakland. Never gonna let him wear that down. So we got all the bases covered. She was even a hammer thrower at USC, right? And then Beth's got a great show right here on Podcast One. Yeah. So we got it covered right here, right? Now don't throw me, okay? All right.
Yeah, so that's, and then we had that, and we had, let's see, my friend Gary Bauer, been to a bunch of parties with me. Here's Gary.
My buddy Gary Bauer, long lost. I haven't seen him in a long time. you gotta text me more often, man. I love you, man. It's like, you need a limousine or, better yet, transportation for your company in the Bay Area and other places. Call this man. Bauer Transportation. That's the man. That's like, hey, you're the man. You're the man. My business is successful because I was stupid enough to copy him. No, remember those Tony Robbins things? Yeah. Hey, positive thinking works. I'm telling you. All right. Give me a score, man.
You what?
Give me a score.
Game score. Oh, God. I want to say 21-13 Seattle.
I agree.
we were both wrong. And then he has Icky Woods there from the Super Bowl shuttle thing.
So the whole week I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And then all of a sudden it just hit me. I said, Rick, check this out. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 back to the right, and I'm gonna hop back 3 times and spike the ball. He was like, oh yeah, Ick, man, that's gonna be live. That's gonna be live. I tell everybody I was fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time. We were winning ball games and we made it to the Super Bowl.
And now because of Geico, you're even more famous.
Now I'm even more famous. Cold Cuss. Woo!
Hey, well, give me a score. You got a score for the game?
Yeah, 28-24 Seahawks.
Hey, keep doing what you do. Thank
All right, brother.
You got it. Thank you.
Yeah, great guys. A lot of great people at these parties. I always see Megan Alexander there. Insight.
All right, hey, everybody. Megan Alexander from Inside Edition.
Gene
And from the Titans, and from, you guys live in Nashville, right? Yes. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So give me a prediction for the game, Megan. Seahawks. No surprise there, right? Yeah, how about you?
Well, I have a friend who plays for the Patriots, so go for them.
Go Kylie!
Okay, so give me a score, since you're like,
I think it's going to be close. I think this will be a close game, unlike last year.
I think it's going to be a blowout.
You think so?
Blowout. Yeah, blowout. I think it's Seahawks. Yeah. I'm going to blow out. Yeah, what say you? Yeah?
I'm being fair prediction, man. 31-24.
Okay. Wow.
So follow her on Twitter too, and watch her on Inside Edition. Cool. All right. Good.
Yeah. So like I said, a lot of celebrities, and this was at the start.
Leigh and Chrissy, you guys made a great place better with this fantastic party.
They always give out these bags.
Beth, I got
and that's
one
what
for you.
These gift bags.
Sorry you
right?
couldn't make it.
So you got these great gift
happens.
bags. So let me stop that right there. They had these great gift bags, and oh boy, I'm gonna get all teary-eyed and stuff. But oh well, give you a taste of what it was like. I could go on for another hour, and I wish Leigh had let me know they're going to do this, because I could have scheduled this and had a bunch of people come in and done all that. But oh well. Stay tuned and subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNow.com for more. I've got more coming, more NFL coverage and everything else. All right, thanks, Leigh, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. And that ends this broadcast.